If Baltimore is anything, it is affordable and walkable. Let's hit the crosswalk. I usually say the entire city doesn't have to be walkable, but man, Baltimore basically is. So if you've been asking yourself, where should I live? Let's check out Baltimore, Maryland. How would I describe Baltimore? I guess you could say it's the southernmost city in the north. No. The northernmost city in the south. Whatever, you get it. It's a bit rough around the edges with some serious industrial grit, but you can easily fall in love with Baltimore, even though she may not always love you back. The music and art scene is top tier. You clearly have an endless amount of history, and it's certainly one of the most underrated foodie cities in the country. The car-free lifestyle is realistic in Baltimore. It's more dense than Pittsburgh and Cleveland, has decent public transit options like the Metro and Charm City Circulator. Let's jump right into the best neighborhoods and how they provide excellent walkability, bikeability, and access to transit. We're going to start a few miles north of downtown and take a look at Hampton. Hampton is usually near the top of the list for best neighborhoods in Baltimore. You can go weeks or months without ever leaving the area, surrounded by Druid Hill Park to the west and Wyman Park and Johns Hopkins University to the east. 36th Street, aka the Avenue, slices right down the middle of the neighborhood. It's the best place to grab a bite at the food market or Cafe Hun, then hit up the plethora of vintage shops. You got Mom's Organic and Giant Food for all your grocery needs. For a little recreation, the Stony Run Trail in Wyman Park is a fantastic hike that runs 5.5 miles along the Stony Run Creek. Hampton has super easy access to downtown via the protected bike lane on Maryland Avenue or the Jones Falls Trail to Mount Vernon. As far as transit goes, the Woodbury Station will take you to downtown and BWI Airport. Now, what about housing? You have apartments for less than $1,000 a month like this one, to larger, more luxury apartments for around $2,000 a month, like this one here. You can find homes in Hampton for less than $200,000. Or if you're looking for a fully renovated 3-bedroom row home for around $300,000, you can find a bunch like these. From Hampton, we'll head to southeast Baltimore and arrive at Canton, which sits along the Patapsco River. Canton has it all. You're just south of Patterson Park and just north of the Waterfront Park. The Waterfront Promenade runs along the entire neighborhood. Tons of beautiful architecture, sailboats and yachts to gaze at while on this urban hike. Safeway sits central within the neighborhood, so you have easy access to groceries no matter where you live. Grab yourself a burrito at Taqueria El Sabor before heading to Patterson Park for some ice skating, or stop off at Silks for their famous happy hour after a bike ride down the promenade. The nearest metro station is just a bit too far away to walk, unfortunately, but it is an easy 2-mile bike ride, however. There are regular bus routes that come through to take you downtown, which is only 3 miles away anyways. Canton has a ton of new and nice apartments, like these apartments here down Toon Street, with average rents around $1,500. Canton has homes that start near $200,000, like these row homes on South Elwood Avenue. Or if you can up your budget a little bit closer to $400,000, then you can live in these beauties right here on South Robinson Street near Patterson Park. From Canton, let's go south of downtown Baltimore and hit up the Federal Hill neighborhood. It sits right along the Inner Harbor, and Federal Hill Park will give you excellent views of downtown. You're only 1 mile away from Camden Yards to watch an Orioles game. M&T Bank Stadium is across the street from Camden if you're more of a football fan. There's a Harris Teeter just down the road and nearby Riverside for all your food. Fed Hill is loaded with many great places to eat like After's Cafe or basically anywhere down Cross Street, like the Cross Street Market. This neighborhood has a prime location within the city as you have the Metro Rail nearby and even the Camden Station that will allow you to commute to DC via the MARC. The housing stock is super diverse. You got duplexes, small apartments, townhomes, row homes, luxury towers, and even co-living spaces like this modern building right here. You can buy a 2-bedroom home for only $250,000 down this picturesque street. These neighborhoods only scratch the surface when it comes to walkability in Baltimore. Just take a look at these scores. As with most other cities, a comfortable bike ride very much depends on what part of the city you live in. The back road knowledge is crucial. The very best ride has to be the Waterfront Promenade because of the views, and it actually winds you through several notable places. Another top contender is the Gwynns Falls Trail on the western side of the city that generally follows the Gwynns Falls stream and is over 15 miles long. Check out Bikemore for an in-depth look at biking in Baltimore. Baltimore gets overshadowed by DC and Philly. It suffers from a lot of negative headline news. But the city is improving, albeit very slowly. Charm City has earned its name. They've done a wonderful job of preserving those old storefronts and classic architecture. There's an old meets new feeling everywhere you look. Be on the lookout for the 5th installment of Affordable Walkable City soon.